are keeping well. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to download a homework activity. Now, the homework activity allows you to download files to work on another computer, to complete the homework, and when you're finished, it will upload the work. You will then upload the work back to this Pearson platform, and the system will then grade you and determine how you have fared in this in your assignment. So that's what it does, right? You're going to be downloading the files, working with it. You'll have some time to work on it. Once you complete it, you will upload it and the system will grade you. From the outset, I want to make it very clear, guys. If you upload somebody else's work, the system will immediately detect it and you'll get 0. If you work with somebody else's files, the system will detect it and you will get 0. So please, I can't stress this enough. When you are doing the work, make sure you do the work yourself. We're not saying that you can't talk to somebody to get assistance. If you are stuck with certain things, you can do that. But make sure when you're submitting your own work. Now, another reason why this is critically important, when you are given your assessment, the first assessment is going to be conducted in the same way. So you must know how to download, you must know how to do the work, and you must know how to upload. If you can't do those 3 steps, then you're probably going to do very poorly in your assessment. So that is why, by you attempting this homework, it not only prepares you for the assessment in terms of what needs to be done, but it also prepares you in terms of the process you have to follow to download and then to upload again. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm hoping you understand that concept. So how do I go about accessing this, right? So the first step, we are in Blackboard. I'm already logged into Blackboard. I'm going to go to my course materials. But remember, I'm not going into my simulator. All right, what y'all are used to at this point is going into the simulator. I'm now going to go to the homework activity. Okay, so it takes me now to the Pearson platform, and we are still working with chapter 12. So I'm still going to chapter 12, creating documents with Microsoft Word 2016. I click on that and that starts up. Now I'm going to click on chapter 12 activities, and this time around, under normal circumstances, we would click on simulation activities. So I'm not doing the simulation. Now I'm doing the grader activities. So for the first time now, we're going to click on chapter 12, grader activities. That's what you have to click on. So let's go to the grader activities. And that brings me to the homework question that you have to attempt. So there it is. That is the homework question. As I indicated, guys, if you can do the homework, you will be able to do the assessment. So it's critical that you know how to do this homework, right? Let's click on this particular homework. Now, once I click on that, it's going to take me to a screen where it's going to show me different steps that are involved in this process. So the first step requires downloading starting material, step number 1. Step number 2, work assignment on your computer. So after you've downloaded the materials, you can do the work on another computer. You can do this in the lab, you can do this on your laptop, wherever it is. You don't need an internet connection to work on your assignment. After you have finished and completed the assignment, you now need to upload. And after you've uploaded the assignment, the system will grade your assignment. It will check to see if there was any cheating involved, and it will then grade your assignment and give you a mark. So for step number 1, you need an internet connection because you are on the Pearson platform. For step number 3, you need an internet connection because you are uploading. And step number 4, you will be graded. To see your graded mark, that you require an internet connection. When you're working on the assignment, you are working offline. You're working offline. What does that mean? It means you don't need an internet connection once you're working on the assignment. Okay, I hope that's clear. So let's start step number 1. Step number 1, I need to download the materials for this particular activity. So let's click on download materials, and then these are all the different materials that are required. I'm not going to download them one at a time. I'm going to click on download all files. So at one go, I'm going to download all my files. So let's click on that. And their different computers will show up in different ways. This shows me my downloads, but effectively, if you go to your files, my files, the Explorer, if you go to the Explorer where you can look at your files, then and the way I got to that, the way I got to the Explorer is, I'll show you now. If I can just close all of these windows, and either at the bottom, you will see that, okay, and that will then open up. That will open up a window that allows you to browse your computer. Now you need to go to the top, and this is where my downloads are. So everything that's downloaded gets put into that particular folder. So when I click on downloads, this is it, guys. This is what you are looking for, right? This is what you are looking for, the student, and it's got some strange code, but you can see here it says grader, and there's 12E. If you remember, that was project 12E. So what you have to take note of is this. If you look very carefully, that is a zipped file. That's a zipped file. Zipped means it's compressed. It's compressed. So I've got many files that are compressed into this one file. I've got many files compressed in this one file. So my task is now to unzip it, this particular file. And when you unzip it, if you look at this particular folder here, you'll see this folder is different from my folder that has that zip. In the center, you can see a little zip, but these folders do not have that zip, which means it's not a zipped folder. So we want to unzip it and extract all the files. How do we do that? So you can right click on the mouse, you press the right button on the mouse. The mouse has two buttons. So when I say right click, you press the right button on the mouse, and here you say extract all. You say extract all. So I'm going to do it again, right click, and I'm going to say extract all, and it's going to go through an extraction process, and I want to save it in the same folder as downloads. So I'm just going to say extract. The computer has now extracted, and now if you look very carefully, this is the file. This is the folder we want. Can you see that? That is now, it's no longer a zipped folder like that one. It's not zipped anymore. So if I now double click this, these are the files that you now need to do your assessment. Well, this is not an assessment, this is a homework task, but these are the files you need to do your homework task. So you're going to have to copy these files onto a USB so that you can work on any other computer offline. Now you don't need a connection to the internet anymore. So these files need to be copied onto a USB so that when you're working, you can move to the library and you can work on it. You can move into the labs, you can work on it. You're not bound to be on a specific computer because you're copying this onto a USB drive. A USB drive is one of these small drives that you get where you store all your work. So you need to store all of this onto your USB drive. So that's important. Now let's look at what is in here, right? I'm just making this window bigger. And the first file of importance is this file here. You'll see this tells me the instructions. Okay, so this is the first file I need to open to read the instructions. So I'm going to double click on this. And when I double click it, it is going to open up. You'll see there's 4 files here. 1, 2, 3, 4 files. So I double clicked on instructions and you can see it's opening up. I had something else open in the background. You can just ignore that. The file is opening up. It's opening up here. And there it is. You'll notice that when it opens up, it says enable editing, which means if you don't click this, you can't make any changes to this document, which is not a problem because this document is your instructions. You're only reading. You only want to read this. So this is it. It tells you step by step what you need to do. It gives you the instruction to do, and it tells you how many marks there are for each of these different instructions. You have to follow all of these. How many instructions are there in total? 16 instructions, and that will give you 100 points in total. Right? And these instructions are based on all of the different things that you did in the simulator. This is based on the simulator. So if you could do it on the simulator, if you could, let's say, fly a plane using the simulator, now you are doing the real thing. And this here is now the real thing. So the first instruction, I'm just going to make this a little bigger. It says start Word, download and open the file named. So it gives me this file name that I've got to open. Now, I've already downloaded this, right? So start Word, download and open this file. So we've downloaded the file, not to worry about that. I now just need to open the file. So all those files that I downloaded, I'm looking for this funny, it's got a bit of a funny name, chapter 12, grader 12E. So let me go back here. These were my files and I'm looking for, I think that's the one there. There it is, right? That's the file I'm looking for. So they wanted me to open it. So let's double click it. If I double click it, it'll automatically open up. There it is. I can see it opening up and there's nothing in it. It's a blank document. So they want us to work on this blank document. Remember what I told you, this enable editing. If you have enable editing, it means I cannot type anything in. I have to first click on enable editing. So click on that. All right, after clicking on that, I can now start working with this document. So I got to swap between, I have to swap between my instructions that are here, and I have to swap between the actual file that is there. So maybe as a suggestion, I would suggest you take this document and you click here, and I'm going to resize it. I'm going to resize it, and you'll see it's gone smaller. So I'm just going to move it somewhere like that. These are windows, so I can make the window bigger. I can make the window smaller, so I can control the size of these windows. The second thing I want, remember, there's my file here. Oops, sorry, that's not where I want to go to. There's the file here that I'm working with. That's the file that I'm working with. So I'm going to resize this again. Right. Again, I click the wrong button. I want to resize this. So I click here. And I'm going to move it. So I can move the window. On the title bar, I can drag and I can move the window. So if you think about this, this is nice because I've got the two windows side by side. I can read this window, I can read my instructions here, and I can execute the instructions there. Right? So that's the nice thing about being able to resize your windows. So number one, I have finished number one. I opened up this file here, which happened to be a blank document. Number two, it wants me type, and it wants me to type this information here like that and press enter. Right? So at the beginning in this document here, RGEON point productions presents. Just make sure you get your spelling right. If you don't get the spelling right when you upload it for grading, it's going to mark these wrong. So I hope I got my spelling right. OK, so it says type that, which is in blue, and press enter. I press enter. Insert the text from the downloaded file. So they want me to open this file here. And I have to get the text from this file. I've got to get the text from this file. And I've got to insert it over here. OK, so this is something about copy and paste. So let's first open this file. Right, FilmMaker. I'm going to go to my files at the bottom. There it is at the bottom. Right, I've got this at the bottom here. Right, and I'm going to click there. And there's the FilmMaker file. There it is. So let's double click that. So this file is now going to open up. And there it is. They wanted us to take all of this information, to copy it. So I'm going to right click. And I'm going to say copy. There's many different ways of copying. And they wanted me to paste it here. So I'm going to move. Now you can see my cursor is in this document. So I'm going to right click. And I'm going to paste. So there's my different paste options. So I'm going to just paste it there. There we are. So I don't need this anymore. I'm going to close it and let me go back to my instructions. Right, let me just bring back my instructions. So what did they say? I needed to press enter, insert the text from that file. So I've done that. I've done number two. OK. So guys, I'm not going to continue any further. You're going to have to then complete number 3, number 4, number 5. OK. This is what you're going to need to do for your assessment. Your assessment is an assignment. You are going to do this assignment offline on your own. You're not going to be in a classroom environment where you're writing a test. You're given an assignment and you have to complete it just like this. We're giving you practice first, and then you're going to have to upload it. Okay, so after you have finished this, I'm going to now maximize this. I'm going to maximize it and I'm going to save it, right? Because it already has a file name. Then when I go back, remember we completed step 1. Step 2, I was working. That's what I was doing on step 3. And step 4, sorry, that was step 2. Step 3, I have to choose a file, right? It's now asking me, where is my file? My file is in this folder. You may have it on your USB, and there is the file there. So I'm going to click on the file. I'm going to click on open. And after I've uploaded it, there's the button, submit for grading. Now, I'm not going to submit mine for grading because I'm going to fail, because I didn't complete all the questions. So this is what you would do after you've uploaded the file. I'm just going to click on cancel. So those are the 4 steps. So just to recap, guys, I know it's a lot, right? I know it's a lot to go through, but just to recap, you first download the files, you work with it offline, you then upload. Once you're finished, you upload it and you submit it for grading. And at that stage, the computer will mark your work. For this homework, I'll give you multiple attempts. So even if you upload it and let's just say you do many things wrong, I'll give you another attempt to upload, a second attempt to upload. But just understand the processes that are involved when you're working with these type of activities. They're called assignment activities.